talk of the Trinity. Viewers now, not just listeners. Where to begin? Daniel Mallon scored. Says it all, really. Scored for Roma tonight on his debut. Not for Villa. Nobody scored for Villa tonight. Ollie Watkins had another one of his quiet games. The striker, I thought, might be his deputy, potentially, until we signed someone else. Evan Gesso. He had to come on for John McGinn. We'll talk about him later. Which meant we'd really no one to bring in, at that 70 minutes to, bit of a threat, This season it was Mallon. Last season it was Duran up to the January window, and then of course, Rashford and Asensio arrived and took care of that problem. But if Watkins was having a bit of an off day, we just didn't have anyone else. So we're just short. We're very short. That's stating the bleeding obvious, I'm sure. But we're short. Morgan Rogers was, I thought, our most creative attacking player. We can't do it alone. Maybe we're leaving him to do too much. We were unlucky. We didn't get a free kick. I'm not saying we would have scored from that free kick with Garner, who was terrific tonight. Should have been booked. I mean, this happened against Arsenal. Very clear. Second yellow card booking for Gardner. It was Marina before. But it didn't happen. Referee, I know they're thinking, well, if I call a foul, I'll have to send him off, so I'll let play go on. I'm sorry, that's just not good enough. Stakes are so high. You gotta implement the rules. It's only fair. And of course, a couple of minutes later, we concede. Now, I can't entirely blame the goal on the ref. Pau Torres made that little mistake. That being said, I'm sorry, Emi Martinez. Another reason for me to kind of think that we might need to upgrade or make a change, because that was a pretty straightforward save. I don't know why he had to do this big leap and he couldn't hold onto the ball. And okay, it's a lovely finish from Barry, but he shouldn't have got the chance. We might have got a bit lucky in the first half with O'Brien's goal being ruled out for offside for Anderson, who was adjudged to be interfering with play. I actually think, of course, I'm looking out with my Villa-tinted eyes. If you look behind the goal, Martinez definitely has his eyes on Anderson when Anderson jumps and goes for the ball. So I do think he's interfering. I know Everton fans might say it's harsh. Or you might kind of say, well, these decisions even themselves out now. But what I will say is, there was a case to be made that for that goal to be ruled out. And even then O'Brien was kind of pushing, was it Gesson in the back? It was just a very, very clear foul that Garner had on Rodgers that just wasn't called out. And that probably is a reason why we didn't get back into the game. Because we're up against 11 men and Garner's actually having a great game. So it is very frustrating. I'm not going to blame that solely. We suffered another injury, John McGinn. So now that's McGinn and Kamara and Onana all out. And we're looking a bit threadbare all of a sudden. And the reality is the spending rules don't let us fill the bench with quality. And I know people will think I'm talking conspiracy and all, but those rules are there and they're stopping us from competing. They're stopping us from putting a realistic title charge up against Arsenal. Because I think it's over now. I mean, the hope going in, if we win the game, which was a very winnable game on paper, we're 4 points off the top of the league. Now we're 7 points. It was a real missed opportunity. That's, you can accept the odd poor performance and the defeat. What's really frustrating, really, really frustrating, is that this was a chance. As we all know, to go into second. And I think we've blown it. we still should have enough to get 4th or 5th and qualify for the Champions League. But again, I'll state the obvious. We need to strengthen. We need to bring in another attacker as either competition or just support for Ollie. And then we need more in midfield all of a sudden. So what are we going to do? So Olabe and co, it really is over to you because we need reinforcements. It wasn't an awful game. It wasn't a great game. We had enough to get something from it. A draw. We would have said, okay, let's go again. So, but the defeat really kind of just highlights that we need to do something, because I've seen it too many times, Villa fall away. And over the years, that goes even back to 92, 93. I don't want it to happen again. So, on this note, we're still 3rd. We still have a bit of distance between ourselves and 4th. But we've got to be very careful, because if we have a few more days like that, that gap could disappear. Okay, we'll leave it there. Please do like, subscribe. I'm sorry I can't be a bit more uplifting. Maybe I'll feel a bit better during the week. Have a good one. Up the Villa.